Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions. We sell bows, arrows, and ale. A unique combination, to be sure.
An amulet of Mara? You're looking for marriage, then?
If you have need of hunting supplies, then you've come...
Yes, I did. I've already sent instructions. You just need to make sure this arrives in one piece. Walk always in shadows, so that you will see your foes before they see you. Blade and shadow, silence and death. These are my arts. For a modest fee, I'll make great art for you.
You are new, yes? Have you mastered the expert-level distraction spells yet?
This is better than sitting around talking about magic, don't you think? Before you even ask, yes, I have an ancestry steeped in magic, and no, I don't want to talk about it. Yes, I know Winterhold used to be full of my kind, and no, I don't care that they're all gone now. Does that cover everything? I've just been asked enough questions. I'm here to learn not to explain myself over and over. Forgive me. I didn't mean to assume. Why? Because it's old and full of dead things? Clearly, you've never spent any time in Morrowind. Not really. Just that it's very, very old. It was one of the first cities of men in Tamriel, I think. I know I don't like the way he looks at me. I can't tell if he expects me to blow myself up or to try and murder him. But he clearly doesn't trust any of us. Until next time.
And here we are.
New here too, eh? It's good to see another Nord. I feared I'd be the only one. Almost doesn't feel like Skyrim, being so far away from the rest of the world here. Not at all. I consider it a blessing. My family was convinced coming here was a death sentence, or worse. It took years of insisting that this is what I'm meant to do. No. There's no chance anyone in authority approved this. Our ancestors should be allowed to rest in peace. Well, look at the evidence. Nords generally don't trust magic, so it's not off to a good start. Throw in the Oblivion Crisis, which was caused by magic users, and the troubles now with the Aldmeri Dominion, who are elves and magic users. And finally, take the fact that the college is the only thing left standing after most of Winterhold was destroyed. It's all fairly damning. I know he's from the Thalmor, and that he claims to be here simply as an advisor. I also know that no one really believes that. I've been trying to avoid him, honestly. Until next time.
It's always encouraging to see the... We're particularly interested in the prevalence of magical seals placed on the tombs here. It's rather unlike anything we've encountered. At this very moment? No. However... Well, I've been working on something. An improvement on the ebony flesh spell. I've made progress, but then hit a snag. I think perhaps you could help. I need dragon scales, and not just any dragon scales. As I've said, I made some progress using the essence of dragon scales, but they're just not quite potent enough. My knowledge of Skyrim's history is far from complete, but I did some research and discovered two things. First, there are ancient references to dragon heart scales. What little I could learn suggests they may be what I need. Second, there are stories of a dagger called Calvazine's Fang, said to be sharp enough to carve individual scales off a dragon. First, you'll need to retrieve the dagger, then use it to carve a few scales off a dragon. Presumably a deceased one. That would be wonderful. I'll be sure and have everything ready. This is exciting, isn't it? Anything. And if along the way my message about the dangers of magic should happen to sink in for a few... Take a look. right then.
I
This is
find it hard to
exciting,
believe
isn't
this
it?
excavation was approved.
Mm-hmm.
This is better than sitting around talking about magic, don't you think?
Education is never appreciated until after the fact. Young people never Not much, I'm afraid. It was named Cavazine's Fang after the dragon worshipped by this particular sect of the cult. They were said to be quite fond of ritual sacrifices. So fond, in fact, that the high priest spent a great deal of time sharpening the dagger. That way, it was always ready for the next inevitable victim. Perhaps not the brightest spot in Skyrim's history, eh? All right, then. All right. Please stay close to me while we're inside.
This is
I'm not so
Should be
sure
safe,
we should
but
be
it's
here.
always better to be cautious. As some of you may know, Sawthor was one of the earliest Nord settlements of Skyrim. It was also the largest. Sacked by the elves in the infamous Night of Tears, not much is known about what happened to Sawthor. This is an exciting opportunity for us to be able to study such an early civilization and the magic they used.
I'm not so sure we should be
Well,
here.
are there any questions before we begin? You already know all that I know. Ah, yes. Well, why don't you see if you can assist Arniel Gain? He's one of our scholars, here working on cataloging our finds. I expect he'd appreciate some help in locating any additional magical artifacts here in the ruins. Any enchanted items will do. The usefulness of the enchantment is irrelevant. If you find anything, the class can look it over. Now let's see. What shall we have the rest of you do? Berlina, my dear, why don't you search for warding magics? Anything designed to keep people out and interact with them.
Hello?
It's going to take forever to sift through all this. He asked far too many questions about my research. I think the Thalmor are trying to steal my work. I haven't told him anything, of course. What I'm doing is far too important. Can't breathe a word of it. What? Ah, yes, you. I remember you. You're going to help? That's fine. Just don't make a mess of my work. I've only looked through a portion of this section. You can look around in the chambers just north of here. Try and be careful, all right? We don't want to damage anything. Uh-huh. I'll be amazed if we find anything useful here. It's going to take forever to sit through all this.
Please be careful here. The site isn't entirely secure. Take care now. What in the world was that racket? Is everything all right? How in the world? Really? Perhaps the amulet is important. Do you see that? Some kind of resonance. You and the wall. It must be connected to the amulet. I wonder what that magic... Bell tab. Very interesting. Why in the world would this be sealed off? What is this place? I'm not sure what to... Well, would you look at that? This appears to lead somewhere. Let's see where it goes.
Hold, mage, and listen well. Know that you have set in motion a chain of events that cannot be stopped. Judgment has not been passed, as you had no way of knowing. Judgment will be passed on your actions to come, and how you deal with the dangers ahead of you. This warning is passed to you because the Psijic Order believes in you. You, mage, and you alone, have the potential to prevent disaster. Take great care, and know that the Order is watching.
I swear I felt something rather strange just then. What just happened? I'm afraid I didn't see anything. Can you tell me more about what you saw? The Psijic Order? And danger ahead? The Psijics have... Perhaps we... Now, please do be careful. Who knows what we're going to find? They were a group of... No one's seen them in well over 100 years. They vanished, along with their sanctuary on the Isle of Artaean. I have no idea what connection they'd have to this place. All right, then. I've got some fight left in me.
Don't do that!
Hi, Moose.
Be prepared to defend yourself.
Hello, good boy.